And welcome to Kelowna Now Live. Jason Mann with Jim Check and your headlines for the day. Well, we're
starting off with who let the dogs out?
Breaking out into song already here. Okanagan police dog has helped nab 3 suspects allegedly responsible for a string of crimes, and the dog you see there, his name is Phantom.
There you go. I bet they're wishing they didn't let the dogs out. There'd be a few more treats for Phantom on Thursday before tracking down a suspect before the sun even rose. Phantom and several other North Okanagan RCMP officers responded to a call shortly before 4 a.m. after 3 people allegedly stole from a residence in the 1000 block of 11th Avenue in Vernon. 2 of the suspects were arrested quickly without incident, but the third made a run for it and fled from officers on foot. That's when Phantom said, I can get it. I can do it.
Put me in.
Put me in, coach. All kinds of song references there. Anyway, the 3 suspects are believed to be linked to a recent string of property offenses in the area, which includes auto theft, breaking into community mailboxes. There you go.
Good stuff.
Phantom's on the job.
So when you think of Costco, what do you think of buying?
We talked about this,
Turkeys.
I'd say a while back on our news broadcast. Costco was starting to sell gold bars.
Yeah.
And so they sold $100 million worth of gold bars in North America in Q3 alone.
Wow.
And there's a limit of 2 gold bars per person. So, and they can't keep enough of the precious metal on the shelves, right? Even though precious metals are at an all-time high, right? So people are buying. I think, like lots of times gold is a mystery to lots of people. They don't know how to buy it, where to buy it, and stuff like that. Because, like Scotiabank used to sell it, and they closed that gold thing like many, many, many years ago. So you could buy it on Kitco, you could buy it on a couple other sites, but Costco is where somebody goes, right? Yeah. And they say, well, I'll buy that, right? It's if you're buying jewelry, that's a nice piece of jewelry, and it has generational value.
And when you buy it through something like Costco, you can be fairly assured it's going to be...
it's probably going to be real.
Yeah.
And you can trust Costco.
Yeah.
You can get $7.99 chickens here, and now you can get gold.
It's a very unique combination of products. An SBCA story for us coming to us this afternoon. Look how emaciated this one looks. Extremely starved, gentle giant is a young pit bull terrier. Was surrendered to the BC SPCA in dire condition, but it's starting to make some strides in recovery.
Yeah, 2-year-old Luffy surrendered to the animal protection officers responding to a complaint about a dog living condition and health. They found him confined to a crate in a dark basement, extremely emaciated. Oh my God, I can't even say the word, with no visible food and water. It's just heartbreaking to see that, right? Yeah. How a dog gets treated like that.
And there's a BC sugar refinery strike happening, or I guess it's at an impasse as the company pauses talks with the union. This is Rogers Sugar and the Vancouver refinery there.
Right. Workers at the refinery have been on strike since September 28th over issues like wages, benefits, and the company's proposal to increase refinery operations to 24 hours a day, 365. 365? Even on Christmas, eh? People need their sugar, I guess. Rogers Refinery in Vancouver is one of the 3 large sugar refineries in the country that processes imported cane sugar. Well, you know what? We could all do with a lot less sugar, but obviously we want a lot more sugar, right? 365?
Yeah.
Wow. Don't turn that thing off. 24 hours a day, 365, eh?
Wow. We used to make or grow a lot of sugar beets in Canada. I don't know if sugar beets are still a significant source of sugar, but...
I mean, I try to limit sugar, but I do have a chocolate issue, which I think is linked to sugar. Marcy's shaking her head.
Well, we've got some great news for people who like to get down south, especially in the wintertime. 2 new flights to Mexico take off from Kelowna. So it's...
Yesterday at 10:45 a.m., the first seasonal nonstop flight from Kelowna to Mazatlan with Sunwing took off. So we announced a few flights in the
I was
going to
say,
days,
this is a little different, yeah.
I think it's obviously that time of year when people are leaving and wanting to go somewhere, so that's where the flights kick in for Hawaii, Las Vegas, Mazatlan, Cancun, stuff like that, right? So there you go. Flights will continue between Kelowna and Cancun every Friday throughout the winter. Sunwing will use Boeing 737s with about 170 seats on both routes. There you go.
And the Salvation Army is finding a challenge to meet the demand right now.
I mean, that's a common theme we're hearing. Less donations being given, but more need at the providers of service to the people in need.
I think, with the kettle campaign, probably one of their challenges is, look at this. We've got tap. I don't know if I've seen tap at any of the kettles around town.
mean, you got to go with technology, right? Because lots of times I don't carry cash. The very few times do I actually have any cash on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my wife doesn't allow me to have any cash. So there's that. She thinks I'm going to spend it.
No history there, I'm sure, to suggest otherwise. So it's in demand. They say that their
fewer donations, greater demand.
Target was $750,000.
Struggling to hit those campaign
and they're targets, about 337 short. So.
Yeah, so I mean, somebody's going to have to really step up big to make that happen. So they're looking for toys, food, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there you go.
I don't know what the influx of these Canadian institution stories are, but again, the Canadian RCMP in the news, and not in the best way. RCMP sergeant, there's an assault charge for an alleged incident at a BC detachment that is now.
Yeah, they're not disclosing much about it, other than Sergeant Antonio Herrera Jr. is facing one count of assault after the charge was approved on Thursday. The release says the charge stems from an alleged incident at the Coquitlam detachment between December 14 and 15. So no additional details released yet. So there you go.
All right. And the episode of Energized that we recorded yesterday with Brent Gilchrist.
Former NHL player and now mining president for JDS Mining.
That's up
Brent
on
Gilchrist there. So you can, Jason was the referee in that. So it's lots of good information was shared in there.
Yeah, no. And you know what? I would say this, just as the person who sat between you two, I felt like both sides of the discussion were well informed, had strong opinions, and didn't always see eye to eye, but brought a lot of vibrant discussion to the table.
No fisticuffs, so I don't think I'd stand a chance against him. He's more experienced with that.
Yeah. And Trudeau says $115 million funding deal could help build 40,000 homes in Vancouver.
Yeah, he was doing, I think they did an interview with him, and he was saying that he's ready to deliver on his promises. I would say, well, you had 8 years. How many promises have you delivered on? So why don't we talk about that? So he was attending an announcement with Vancouver Mayor Ken Sim, Housing Minister Sean Fraser, and others, and says the deal will fast-track more than 3,200 new homes over the next 3 years. It's always over like forever.
Oh, yeah, right? And the 40's over the next decade, so.
Yeah, so Fraser says the agreements will provide almost $115 million from the government's Housing Accelerator Fund and cut the barriers to building housing. Yeah.
Okay. A little more locally here, might have noticed a bit of an issue. Kelowna crews responding to an emergency water main break on Springfield. And so if you are in that
That's
area.
Right near us, Springfield and Kirshner.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is right by us.
There you go. You didn't look out the window, I guess.
No.
There you go. So you might want to avoid that area. They're responding to an emergency water main break.
Right by the car wash.
So maybe if you go that way home, maybe find a different way home, right?
And On Mountain GPS tracker now available to rent at Big White. This is kind of cool if you have kids. You can keep track of your kids. They do that with the ski schools, and now you can do it just on the daily.
Probably a good idea with snow, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend that just hit a tree well and luckily dug himself out. Like he hit it and kind of buried himself. And sometimes you don't even know which way's up.
A great solution for that. It's an easy, cheap solution, and not that it's a solution, but it's something that'll help anyways. If you find yourself in that situation, it's just having a whistle on your ski jacket. So all of our kids and
I think the bigger one, I know, like even when I was probably a 19-year-old, we were just chasing fresh powder. We went down the side and one side of the mountain there, and as we got like quite a ways down, and we looked up and was like, hey, this lift's not even running. Right, kind of stay inbound, stay where the people are, and get yourself in less trouble. We ended up walking up the hill, like 2 or 3 miles in ski boots, and that was not a lot of fun.
Yeah, those tree wheels can happen anywhere on the hill, though.
Yeah, so try to stay in the more populated areas.
And now this is a new company that's sort of been founded to rent this out called Ski Crumb.
There you go, like breadcrumbs.
Yeah,
right? Ski Crumb, breadcrumb.
So you can check that out on KelownaNow.com to learn more.
I think the owners are Hansel and Gretel.
I think they're Keith McIntyre.
Well, if they're going to go with Ski Crumb, they should have just went with Hansel and Gretel as well.
Anyways, Keith, that's a great idea. Best of luck to you. Hopefully the season's good. The Kelowna Rockets closing out Prairie's road trip, and they are at the tail end of their road trip as they play their final 2 games in the next couple of days.
That's always a tough slug for the boys out when you make that long eastern road swing. That's a lot of time on the bus. The legs are all cramped up.
They're missing some home
eating
cooking.
lots of Subway and Domino's probably.
Yeah.
So coming off a 6-3 loss to the Brandon Wheat Kings in a game where Brandon scored a pair of shorthanded goals. That's always got to hurt, shorthanded.
Yeah.
And shorties never like those. And then and power play goals. The Kelowna Rockets will be facing Kelowna native in 2023 WHL Rookie of the Year, Ryder Ritchie. Ritchie is second in team scoring with 13 goals and 17 assists with the Prince Albert Raiders. We've done some good deals with the Raiders. I think that's where we got Leon Draisaitl that 1 year. Josh Morrissey, who's playing for the Jets now, stuff like that, right?
Nice.
So, Friday's game will mark the Rockets' 3rd game in 4 days, which could slow them down. Yeah, I have a bet. Riding that bus, too, when they take on WHL's better teams, the Saskatoon Blades.
All right.
There you go.
Travel safe on your way back home, everybody. And contest alert. So it is the day 8 of the 13 days of Christmas. And it's your chance to unveil your skin's true potential with Lakeshore Vein and Aesthetics. The prize package is essentially a sit-down consultation, about $350 worth of professional skincare products that will get you on your journey, and then another $350 gift card to spend however you please there. So a total prize package over $700 when you consider everything all in, and a really neat opportunity to learn more about your personal approach to skin that might help you out or make you feel a little bit better. So that is what is on offer today.
Do we got anything in next files? I had an argument with Grok. I've been approved for Grok this morning, and I've been arguing with Grok for most of the day.
Any examples you could share?
What's that? No, Grok has a sarcastic sense of humor. It even roasted me. I said, roast me, and it did a really good job of roasting me. It's just like, nice.
So scary.
I know, it's kind of like, and yeah, I did a search on your guys' names too and see what it said. So
What
it
did
actually
it
comes
say?
up with stuff.
Like good things?
Yeah.
Lies.
It knew that you graduated from OC.
Wow.
Actually?
It said Marcy graduated recently from OC and is a career businesswoman.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Grok was being very complimentary for you. Not so much for me. Because I
Really?
asked it to roast me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a good one? Was it like spicy?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I think we should read that over on Monday when we get
No,
a
you know what
chance.
we're going to do? Marcy had a great idea. So we've done quite a few Energized. There's quite a few comments on Energized, some that are throwing a little bit of shade, some that are just, interesting. So we're going to respond to your comments. So if you comment on X or
YouTube?
YouTube, we'll respond to those things. Try not to be too mean, right? Because we'll be mean back. No.
Or we'll hire Grok to be mean back.
Yeah, Grok can be mean back. No, we won't be mean.
Yeah.
Not that mean. Anyway.
Wow.
We'll save the meanness for each other.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a wrap for the week. I think it was a good week. We did a lot of good live streams. We had a lot of good people in.
Interesting conversation.
And
again
then I
about
think next
forestry
week we
today.
already have a bunch slated for next week already. And Marcy's shaking her head. Yeah, like some really good ones slated for next week too. So I think we have that young female hockey player that's going to play for U18 too. She's
cool.
coming in. That's kind of cool, right? So
We have a doctor, professor at TRU coming in.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
Research project,
wow.
yeah.
So yeah, there's good stuff coming in. This weekend, get up to Ski Hill. Great. We're doing the wrap party for Kelowna Santas on Sunday at Kelowna Toyota. So I don't know if anybody's at that. That's an amazing thing to do, to get the family there and wrap some presents for people in need. And and I think the weather's supposed to be mild, right?
Yeah, it's just going to be mild throughout the weekend. Expect typical wintry weather. And if you are on the roads,
Drive safe.
Drive safe.
Again, can't stress enough. Make sure you're prepared in your car with like food, blankets, candles, and a little bit of like bars and water. And at your house, make sure that snow shovel's in front of your door somewhere, and your winter boots are nearby, and you got some mitts, right? And give yourself a little extra time to warm that car up, right?
Indeed.
But keeping in mind the bylaw says you can't idle for more than a minute. So you got to turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Turn it off.
Wouldn't want it too warm.
You get an app
Never
for that,
mind.
like 59 seconds, turn it off. We jest. Surely we jest.
Indeed. All right. Well, I'm off to a piano recital tonight. So
How exciting.
Yeah.
How was the Disney thing? You took the girls.
Oh, yeah. Last night. Well, it was Disney. It was
Not
Stars
Disney,
on Ice.
sorry. Stars on Ice. How was it?
Elvis Stoico and his crew. And
Cheers
cast.
to Lori, too.
Cheers. Indeed. It was really fantastic. I actually, I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know what? Like, there's like gravity-defying stunts and tricks and great music and
What
a bit of
skaters would
story.
we know?
You know what? I would need to get the brochure
program?
to
So
talk
you
about
were you were busy
I-
like scrolling your phone or what?
No, I was just enjoying the show. I was just watching the show. I wasn't too far into the program, and I'm not like a somebody has a lot of time to watch figure skating, but I do love it.
Well,
and
your mom won a medal,
yeah,
right?
cool. And she taught figure skating. We hung out at the rink a lot. I learned how
You
to
said
skate.
your mom won a
there.
gold medal?
Yeah.
Nice.
Winter Games, Canadian.
Winter Games. There you
the
go.
first-
Canada Winter Games.
The first ever Canadian Winter Games in Quebec City in 1967.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great heritage moment.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Kelowna Now.
Indeed. You know what? I feel like heading to Stewart Park and lacing them up right now, going for a skate.
I was there last weekend and it was amazing. I'll likely go a few more times because we have a young grandchild. So there you go.
Nice. Well,
Stay safe this weekend.
have a good one.